Okay, this is just a way to do stuff right now because previous one was kind of just a test, but overall this is gonna be a just a chill stream, hanging out, listening, whatever, right? But yeah, overall it's gonna be fun. Three, today is two, but yeah, just hanging out right now, and anyone say something in the comments, let me know we're good. But yeah, this is gonna be a pretty cool thing right now. So they announced today Sonic 4 is being made right now. So Sonic 4, so pretty good situation right now. But yeah, just hope things go well wherever they do it. Right now, and I just hope people are okay about stuff and hi. No, but they just started filming today. Um, how I got the information was the Cinemark Instagram. Cinemark Instagram confirmed it. So it, if a theater confirms it, it's pretty much good. And that poster was pretty good. It was a four with the I believe that was Chris Pratt. Like, Chris Pratt was there, and then four was behind it, and he's in like a field of grass. So but yeah. Um, oh, the Jim Carrey situation. Um, yeah, yeah, not information of release date yet. I don't think, but the Jim Carrey situation of it is weird because he did mention Jim Carrey did mention he wanted to retire at some point. So and if he wanted to, I'm not even sure if Jim Carrey was going to be in the Sonic 4, but if he wanted to, he could leave because um, a three movie with Robotnik, and then I believe there's more villains after that could work. And then I mean, if they want to bring back Robotnik later on, they could do a recast because it'd be like years later, and then he'll look different. So yeah, no, that's fine. Um, yeah, I don't think it's like people are just talking just to talk because I don't think it's just clone. It's just could literally just be a person that looks like him, you know? Because if you're gonna say clone, then David Cornsweet could be a clone of multiple Superman actors. Because you know that Keanu Reeves thing, right? Keanu Reeves looks like a lot of people in history. So like Keanu Reeves looks like a vampire, stuff like that. But yeah, that's my stance. My stance is like there's not really proof about the whole cloning thing. People, I personally think they're just talking just to talk. I'm not sure where they're getting the clone thing from. But Truth 31 says James Gunn might be confirmed to stay. So yeah, so I'm just looking at the Paramount's portfolio. Um, I'm watching the movie Cliffhanger with what's his name? Oh, cool. And I'm watching. Oh, okay, yeah. I think James Gunn is leaving. And what is your thoughts on David Ellison beginning? Okay, it it's not really like to me. That's not accusing to me. That's just literally trying to get this sale to go through because Netflix was also doing the same thing. They're saying Netflix was saying everything that the court wanted him to say, so he did do a similar thing. To me, if a company wants to get something, they're gonna try to be as nice as possible. Um, but the whole James Gunn leaving thing, I expect that. I had I made multiple comments on that. I think Paramount or David Ellison and Skyness and all that, just in general, wants to hire their own people. So that means they'll hire someone else completely different that hasn't worked at Warner Brothers, at actually at DC. They probably worked at Warner Brothers within their history of working, but at or one of the people that was executive producing multiple DC projects that they'll probably hire one of those people or something like that. And hello, by the way. And but to me, I get your point of the whole him like brown nosing people, but yeah, that's my stance on it. To me, I just think this is going to be a interesting way to do things. And like I said, I'm not completely like on the side of James Gunn. Um, I said it multiple times. I have negative things to say about the Superman movie, but um, I preferred James Gunn's universe over Snyderverse, obviously. But overall, I would think this is good because if the Star Trek people liked DC stuff, they could probably move some Star Trek people to DC, or vice versa. Have like DC's people work towards like some Star Trek projects, stuff like that, you know. And I'm just throwing out ideas. And yeah, that's yeah. The Dolph Lundgren be a good Bane. Dolph Lundgren, yeah. But uh, I would say Dave Bautista would be a good Bane. Um, and if they wanted to, Vin, if they wanted to do like a huge thing, like Vin Diesel being Bane, that would be a big thing. But if they want the whole Hispanic side of Bane, then like Dave Bautista can pull off a Hispanic thing. So I'm glad this stream's getting a little smoother. But if Hunter, if you're still here, I I hope I cleared everything up what you said, and hope it didn't bother you of my certain answers. But yeah, but Marzilla, I had a really good conversation with you. It was really fun, and this is going to be a interesting kind of events. And some videos I watched, they're expecting this Paramount deal to be like a few years, kind of like what Disney and Fox was. It took 3 years to like completely like be smooth transition. Um, so yeah, yeah, yeah. It was fun. I agree. It's an interesting way to actually communicate. Uh, why is your thoughts on James? Why is your thoughts on James Gunn might replace? Um, I mean, I would say obviously the Snyder people would disagree because they think James Gunn is like completely bad at his job and stuff. So like they would disagree. But I think that might work as long as they transition him into the Kevin Feige position. But to me, I think they're gonna do what they planned originally before DC hired him. Because like if y'all don't know, James Gunn initially was gonna be promoted in Marvel to control everything space related. He would control, he would be the Kevin Feige of Marvel's space projects. So that might be what they're gonna do if James Gunn transitions back to Marvel. But I personally, if he wanted to transition back to something, he could be working. If he wanted to go back to something, going back to Trauma Entertainment, that would be interesting. But yeah, Gunn might replace him. Yeah, yeah, he might. But I was saying, if they wanted to make it an easy transition, have him start as a leader of a smaller thing of Marvel, and then transition him into the whole larger aspect. I can see that. Yeah, in a perfect world, Snyder and Gunn would work together again, maybe on. Yeah, yeah. Like the Dawn of the Dead thing. And I know James Gunn didn't write completely with the Dawn of the Dead script. He did write enough changes on the script to warrant him being the writer of the script. If that makes sense. Because if they changed the script a lot, he wouldn't have credit on the script. If they changed it enough to have like no version of James Gunn's script on the paper, he wouldn't have the credit. Oh yeah, what's up? Clint Eastwood be a good Jonah Hex. Yeah, yeah. And Ty- I said before, I say like Tyler Sheridan could do really good with Jonah Hex if Paramount wants to actually bring him back from there, or if it's because it's going to be 2 years later and then Tyler Sheridan transitions. They could do a Jonah Hex thing if Paramount ends up getting Warner Brothers by that time. So Tyler Sheridan could do a good thing. Thoughts on Snyder Bros. We celebrate when David leaves. To me, it it's kind of gonna be a empty gun with like no bullets situation because they're gonna say, "Oh, James Gunn left," but um, their main thing is wanting Snyder back, not just James Gunn leaving. They want Zack Snyder to show up back. So if they're gonna celebrate James Gunn leaving, that's just gonna be one half of the overall plan, I would say. Thoughts on Zack Snyder defending the Snyder Bros. It is really dumb because he never points out that there are some Snyder fans that are negative because I saw the junkie guy say he doesn't need to point out the negative ones, and he says he doesn't need to point out the negative ones because obviously there are negative ones. But if he straight up said those negative ones are bad, um, that's gonna make it easier to um, show that he cares about his fan base and has two zombie movies. Oh yeah, that's pretty crazy. Yeah, I don't think he would celebrate, and I'm not 100% sure he would take over the universe. It's a Batman. He wants a Batman story, and I'm cool with that. I get it's toxic. Yeah, that's my point. And I understand him saying that, oh, his fan base saved lives, but like that's a portion of the fan base. It's not the whole thing. So that's my whole thoughts on it. And Shillaverse or anybody, if you want to join, you can join anything. I'm just gonna probably um do that just to have something up for that. So if y'all want to join, y'all can. But so yeah, yeah, they are just the loudest in the room. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I think it is interesting that whenever Zack Snyder praised James Gunn, is like he liked James Gunn and everything in that interview. Um, I think Aaron Fisher says, of course he's gonna like praise them because he has to be positive about it. But like to me, that idea of Aaron Fisher saying that is very dumb because he's insinuating that Zack Snyder just hates James Gunn and just says positive things to make it nice and everything. But like, uh, yeah, yeah. I'm just giving you the option if you want because I have a good amount of time right now, and I just think it is an interesting thing to discuss. But overall, my idea is Paramount's gonna hire someone they trust, and Paramount's been around for a very long time, and I saw a 2004 movie. Like the intro of the 2004 movie. Actually, yeah, yeah, 2000 a 2004 movie saying that the intro is like Paramount something anniversary. Um, it said 90th anniversary on a 2004 movie. So that means they're past the 100 years mark, and they're gonna do pretty much. I'm saying that they have the experience enough to do it because there are some Paramount executives that are there that's been there for a very long time. Even though David Ellison got Paramount, he didn't fire everybody, you know? Yeah, at some point I think I'm gonna say for a while, but it depends on what tonight you're saying. But overall, yeah, I'm gonna stay here for a while. I might not have time to like 5 o'clock, but sometimes that counts as like nighttime for some people. So I'm not sure what your that's good. For now, Shadowverse could go on live, but yeah, it depends on what. Yeah, for me, it just depends on what tonight means to that situation. Like, because yeah, could Scott play a good Batman? Maybe, but I was actually thinking the guy that played Dick Grayson in Titans. He could be a good like younger Batman if they wanted like a younger thing, or he could be Grayson again. He can be recast as Dick Grayson, but like an older Dick Grayson. Um, and also another person from that same show, Superboy, Titans could work. Could you imagine Disney buy the IP of DC Paramount? Oh, that that would be interesting, but obviously, I'd obviously be sort of against it because Disney's gonna be way too strong, and that's just gonna be a headache to deal with, and the regulators are got would be against that. But overall, interesting idea. But yeah, I'm just But overall, yeah, I'm just gonna be. I don't know. But yeah, that's. I think Disney is. Oh, oh. Yeah, Disney's been failing for a good while now. And of course, I think they're still in debt from buying Fox because they had to really try to get Fox. And it is funny that if y'all didn't know, before Disney got Fox, they wanted to get Warner Brothers, and I don't think that would have worked out because Disney already has Marvel, and I think the regulators would hate Disney getting Marvel and DC, so that would have been like really dumb. But it is dumb that they considered getting Warner Brothers. No, I'm just no sponsor or anything. I'm eating trying to gum just to bring myself up a little bit. Also have coffee. Yeah, um it depends on when you're when you consider uh tonight being because obviously no one has infinite time right now. Disney could go dead after making Avengers movies. Yeah, they're in trouble right now, and they're really wanting them to do. And the Sony CEO even said that they're really working with they're trying to work with Marvel in projects and stuff. So the fact that they're still really trying to work with Marvel, that's already a weird thing because I'm pretty sure if Marvel Disney had money or had like an idea, they would have traded something that Disney has for Sony's Spider-Man franchise. And it is dumb that Disney still hasn't traded something really important to them to get Hulk because Universal still has the rights for Hulk. But I think to me, I think Disney is waiting for someone to buy Sony because if someone buys Sony, Spider-Man goes back to Disney. I think that's what they're doing. But yeah, I'm just gonna probably just gonna turn off the see. Okay, just to make it possibly. There you go. I'm just gonna do that. Make make it a little bit blurry, just to, make it look better. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Mm. Sony is reviewing their Spider-Man franchise that doesn't have Spider-Man. They didn't completely say that though. They didn't confirm there's no Spider-Man. I would expect no Peter Parker, but like if they really wanted to do something, they could use Amadeus Cho if they really wanted to do that. But if they wanted to use Miles Morales, that could work because Miles Morales, they're completely open to be able to use him because he's gonna be very separate to what Peter Parker is. Yeah, the issue is Disney's not letting them use their own character. But yeah, overall, I think if Sony was gonna be smart about this whole Spider-Man thing, they could probably, if they wanted to, they could use Spider Noir. You know, like if Nicolas Cage wanted to do multiple projects with Spider Noir, that could work. Because Spider Noir is part of the Sony thing, right? Spider Noir is not in the MCU, and Gwen Stacy, they could do the Spider Gwen being. Yeah, I think that would be interesting. The only negative thing is people are gonna say, "Oh, it's woke and stuff," but if they really wanted to do something, they could do make Spider Gwen the main Spider-Man actress. But that my issue with that would probably be they would probably have to recast Spider Gwen because the original actress and the animated show does looks nothing like her. Franchise. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like they're gonna reboot that, but they didn't completely confirm that it's gonna be completely removed. They didn't confirm that S- Spider-Man's not gonna be in it completely because they could use different Spider-Man. Yeah. I mean, if they really wanted to, they could do like a middle school character, you know? If they really wanted to, they could make Spider-Man even younger, make him a middle school thing, like a middle school thing, like him being really interested in spiders. Like he could be, it could be a thing where he doesn't have the powers from the spider bite, but he's like really interested into spiders, so he saves people by using the spider like idea, you know? And instead of like doing web swinging, he could be using like a towel and like tie a towel up and like make it a lasso and become Spider like that. I think that would be kind of an interesting spin on the whole Spider-Man thing. And then later on, probably at the end or like the end of the first season, he gets a spider bite. Oh, hi. Hi. Hi.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, a little bit. I
Okay,
can't,
hold up a second. Let me see.
but, but yeah. Um, and this first conversation right now I'm just having is the whole Spider-Man thing. I think if they really wanted to play their cards right, they could do because they didn't completely say that it won't be Spider-Man. It seems like they're insinuating it won't be Peter Parker, in
Hmm.
that interview. So they could use like Amadeus Cho or like what I just said like just a minute ago. They could make a different Spider-Man type of character and have him start as like a middle schooler and not do the spider bite first, but it would be a middle schooler that's interested in spiders and like saves people using the idea of spiders by like probably using like a rope and make a lasso and like swing like that. And then at the end, he gets a spider bite and then becomes Spider-Man.
Are you talking about the? Are you talking about Sony with the what they're
Yeah,
trying to redo
yeah.
with the
That
rebuild and
that
whatnot?
whole reboot thing, they're planning on a reboot thing. They didn't
Yeah,
completely say it won't be like Spider-Man at all, you know?
yeah. Um,
It is possible that because they still have Miles Morales and they could still use Miles Morales
I think that's what
completely.
it'll be. Honestly, it
Yeah,
will make sense for them to use Miles.
yeah. Or Gwen Stacy. I mean, if they wanted to make it like smooth, like kind of like Peter Parker, but
Hmm.
not Peter Parker at all, Gwen Stacy would be a perfect.
Yeah, but do you think so? If Peter's over, in the MCU and everything,
Yeah,
would they rather see? I mean, because Gwen is very popular also,
yeah,
but if it maybe they do them both. Honestly,
yeah.
maybe they're doing both. I think that would make more. That would make a lot of
Or,
sense
or,
just
or they
because
could do a like what they're doing with Spider-Man 2, the game, have
hmm
Gwen train Miles
yeah, okay, that
because
makes sense.
Gwen
Yeah.
is like more experienced.
hmm
So like
I,
they could do that and like lead into like Gwen being the main one at first and then transition to Miles. You know?
and that makes sense too. On because the thing is, so they have that, but they also have the through the Spider Verse or
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
universe
And,
going on.
and if Nicolas Cage want to do more projects, they can start out with Spire Noir for a few projects and then transition him into like a different Spider-Man.
Yeah, if they bring Nick Cage in, they could take all my money at that point.
Yeah.
Like I'm all the way in. If they do that, they could take it all. So, yeah,
Yeah.
and that actually, what do you think about what you've seen of the noir project that got coming out on Prime? What do you think about
It is pretty cool and like it is dumb. Some people are saying that they're just gonna stick with they're gonna make the when they're watching it they're just gonna turn off all the like color and stuff to watch it because like it it is I guess they said that it was like it was meant to be black and white but like you're limiting yourself if you're you know
it? I think they do have the option when it comes out
yeah
for it to
yeah
be all that. They have the two different options for it too, because
yeah
some people, they need that like Technicolor type of thing.
yeah
So
but like in black and white it wasn't always like a black and white thing because wasn't there like some noir thing was like fully color like the guy wearing like a yellow trench coat and stuff right
I think so, and
yeah
I think it was more sepia toned. Actually, it
yeah
was like a
yeah,
dulled out sepia tone. So like the
yeah.
black and white, but I think that's more jarring
but
visually.
but
You know what I mean?
but do you remember that one
I
he
think I
had like a
do.
yellow trench coat and like had like a weird gun. I forgot what it was called. It was a
I,
classic movie.
it's kind of pulling me. I'll be honest with you. I'm not super versed
Yeah.
in that specifically. To be honest with
Yeah,
you.
but like they could go to that tone if they
Mm.
wanted to have that, but like and it would be kind of cool that Spire like the Spire Noir being the dark one, and then the whole world like other characters would be lighter. So
Oh,
then he,
like a
you know what I mean?
contrast type of thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, that'd be
kind of
kind of
like
cool.
what
Yeah.
Batman does sometimes, right?
Yeah.
Batman stays in the dark, and then everyone else is kind of
Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah.
yeah.
That makes a lot of sense.
Best move would be three movies with Miles, and then bring Gwen. Yeah,
Yeah. I feel that like that's what I'm saying. Like with those two, those are the two, outside of Venom, honestly,
yeah.
those are the two most popular characters. So like bring them in, and you're building this world out, you know,
And
um, flesh it all out. Because the one thing we do know is that Sony and Disney will negotiate. So do all these
yeah,
things, build Miles, build Gwen, build Scorpion, all these villains and all these things, and then
and to
crossover.
me, this is kind of like a like childish nitpick, but like the one thing that kind of annoyed me was when in the MCU when Peter Parker had that suit,
Mm,
and it was like imitating the Iron Spider suit. Like that annoyed me because to me that should be Amadeus Cho with that suit
mm,
on, you know, because the whole idea in the comics and the animated shows and stuff is Amadeus Cho's the only one to be able to use that suit because he's smart enough to actually pull it off.
pull up, yeah,
And
that
like he
makes
made
sense.
the suit and like he programmed it so like he's the only one that do
That's the weird thing. Like when stuff translates over to live action, especially in movies, the way they have to like truncate things down to
yeah
make it fit can be a little bit, uh, jarring, especially depending on what it is. Like we got the Civil War movie, but we all know that wasn't necessarily
yeah
Civil War.
and the suit didn't really fit his personality.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah, the Iron Spider suit like looked too like like royal looking than like him being like street.
But it did look damn good, I will say.
It
For
did
what
look good, but
it did look
like
good.
personality wise, it didn't really.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, like they should do a like combination of his original like street suit, like that look, but like a regular Spider-Man looking suit. You know, if that makes sense.
You mean with the Iron Man? I mean not the Iron Man, but
The
the Iron
original
Spider
suit that he
aspect of it.
had before,
Okay.
remember, like
Hmm.
that like style, but like in a look of the a regular Spider-Man suit. I think that would be
Okay.
kind of interesting.
I
Yeah,
see what you're saying. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. You know that he's one of the people that have the he's one of the few characters that have the hardest time I think with their their suit or their costume
yeah, yeah.
because him Batman I would say Superman but I don't necessarily feel that I think we've just got that after the last couple of years because of the Zack Snyder suit
Yeah.
and then going
I think the issue with Superman is there's not enough actors that played him, like movie wise.
yeah
Like I know TV shows and like all that stuff counts, but like movie wise, there's only like four.
yeah yeah and honestly like of the four like I personally think and we're speaking on suits now.
Yeah,
This one, the David Cornsweet one, gets the worst of all of them.
yeah,
But
yeah,
I honestly, I think Zach did such a drastic turn with his suit, and
yeah,
and we had like the thing that people forget is right now is where we're at now, and we went through the Snyderverse and everything. It had its good points, it had its down points. It had a lot more
yeah,
down points than it did up points. Let's be
yeah,
perfectly
yeah.
honest. And I remember when that suit came out. I remember all those things. People were not feeling that suit at
I
first.
like to I like to troll the Snyder people. So like at least Superman beat nine DCU movies.
He really did. And and
Nine, like that's and did you see they updated the box office for Superman?
2025.
Yeah, they updated it like for some reason like I'm guessing they were behind because like if the box office was finished,
Mm-hmm.
they were probably behind, so they updated it to like current
Well, good.
because
I mean, like,
it went up like eight.
good.
Yeah,
Honestly, okay. So let's take 2025 out of it, right?
because it was 16, now it's 24. Like
Perfect.
like 616 million and then 624. So like it went up like randomly like a couple days ago.
And that's good. You know what I mean? Like the thing is,
Yeah,
like, and I've said this in my videos, and you know, people sit back after we had, everything that went on with, we had Christopher Reeves, and then we got Brandon Roth, right?
yeah.
Superman Returns, and nobody liked that movie because Superman didn't fight. You
Oh
remember?
yeah, you didn't
But
really.
Brandon Roth actually wasn't a bad Superman. He didn't fight, and he was kind of creepy because he's pretty much peeking through windows on this baby's mama through the whole show
Yeah,
or through the whole movie. Cool. Then we get Zach. People forget how much when that movie came out, and I'm a fan of Man of Steel. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like this logo right here, that's the Man of Steel logo actually, and I
yeah,
love that movie.
yeah,
But you know, people forget when it came out how much the same people, or maybe some of them, not all of them, because I don't want to speak in
yeah,
lackluster
yeah,
terms, but they panned it. Oh, he's too
yeah.
emo. He's this. He let them kids die. All this.
The
It
same thing
was
what happened to the Batman movie.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? You hate it, then you get something new, then you like the last thing. Right now, this
And
Superman
when
movie.
the Batman movie came out, I was working in a movie theater, and like I did talk to a lot of people about like how they thought of it, and
Mm-hmm,
they said it just reminded them as in Gotham, the show,
mm-hmm.
and like they just didn't like it because it was just like kind of a copy of that.
I, you know what? I'll say this. Now I liked the Batman. I
Yeah,
do. Right?
yeah,
They could have did a little bit more with it, but for the movie it was perfect for the movie that it was.
yeah, yeah,
You get what I mean?
yeah,
Um, I think the Zack Snyder Man of Steel because I personally think I was disappointed when I first seen Batman versus Superman.
Yeah.
I was still disappointed when I seen the director's cut.
Yeah, my issue of that is Superman died way too early.
Yeah, absolutely. He shouldn't have
Like
died.
because the dying thing in the comics, the reason why it's big in the comics is it took like 30 or 40 years for him to die. And that surprised people. Versus
Mm-hmm.
if you kill him off like the second movie, it's not going to surprise anyone when he dies again.
Yeah, he has no importance at that point. It's like, oh,
Yeah,
okay, he dies, but Wonder Woman and Batman and Aquaman and
yeah.
Cyborg
But
live.
like a long time ago, Superman was literally the only one in the comics. So that's why people are surprised. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it took a long time for him to die, and he was the only one.
You know
You
what's
know?
very interesting about Batman versus Superman in Justice League?
Yeah.
So, Batman v Superman, he fights Doomsday, he dies, right?
Mhm.
And everybody can say that Doomsday was stronger than Steppenwolf, right?
Yeah.
So then when he pops up in Justice League after he's, come back and everything, if and we never really got to see Steppenwolf fight like that in BVS.
And
Well, no,
my
no, no,
my
not BVS. In Justice League, pretty much,
and
right?
my other issue was Darkseid already almost dying his first appearance. So it made it look like Darkseid
Oh,
was weak, you know? Even though it was
yeah,
against
yeah,
gods and stuff,
yeah.
it made him look weak.
Yeah.
You kind of, you know what I'm saying?
I think honestly, I can't. I
And that
agree,
was in
but
his prime too, right? Like
yeah. Oh,
so like
oh,
later on, he probably be not as strong because it's been like like generations and like
possibly. I don't think we got to see enough of him
but
necessarily.
you
Like,
know what I mean though? Like not I'm not saying like the story itself, but like
hmm
the implications that people would have,
okay, I see
you
what you're
know?
saying. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
If you look at Justice League, like Wonder Woman had more stronger feats in those movies than Superman did.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And Batman was just okay.
And
Let me ask you a question.
yeah.
Um, since we're here,
Mhm.
Man of Steel, Henry Cavill, Superman.
Yeah.
How much stronger? Just looking at the movies, just
Yeah.
Man of Steel versus Superman 2025. Do you think that David Cornsweat's Superman was weaker than Man of Steel's or Zack Snyder's?
No, but like I think Cavill's one has its strengths above the Superman one, but
Okay.
Superman one also has its strengths above um Cavill's one because him lifting up that the kaiju and the original one
hmm
seems like that would be stronger than what some of Cavill's one would do. But Cavill's one has the benefit of not being as weak against kryptonite as um, the Superman one
Oh yeah,
because he was
yeah.
literally holding the kryptonite.
Yeah, yeah. I agree. I
So
agree.
like it balances out, right? Like some of them has better and some like you kind of agree that him lifting up that kaiju seemed like stronger than Superman lifting up like a lot of the other stuff in the Man
Yeah,
of Steel and stuff, right?
yeah. That the
Because that
kaiju,
kaiju thing seemed like way more heavy than just a like random bolt building.
that you have the kaiju, you have the building, but Superman could do that. But when the building's finna crush a lady in the car, um, you have the fighting scene where he uses heat vision on all of the fodder pretty much.
People that are against the movie they said like oh that definitely killed people but it showed the people not dying they got up afterwards you
Well, you know
know
why they do
on
that
the
though?
streets
It's because of all the stuff around Snyder's when
yeah
him and Zod were fighting and the
but
massive
those
destruction.
guys didn't die though like the guys in those suits they got up afterwards like
Oh,
it
okay.
they intentionally showed them getting up.
And see, that's the thing about Gunn that I like. Like, if something's not your favorite brand, you always find a reason to have an
Hmm.
issue with it,
Yeah,
right? So
yeah,
if Zack Snyder's your favorite brand, you're gonna find, hey, this tastes good, but it's not as sweet, it's not as salty. You're gonna find an issue. You know, pretty much what he did in that movie. Now, I've said this in my own stuff tons of times. I don't think it was a perfect Superman movie. I
Yeah,
just don't.
I like the one thing I really like obviously a lot of my stuff is like kind of against it, but like one
Hmm.
thing I did like of the Snyder stuff is the fighting, but like
Yeah.
the but like that's like the big thing, but like my issue is that Lex Luthor thing. Like, can you explain when he said that his dad named the company after him? If that was supposedly Lex Jr., his name that name wouldn't make that phrasing wouldn't make sense because they both have the same name.
Hmm. Exactly. People don't like the Snyderverse for the writing. They like it for what you just said, the visuals, the fighting, and
Yeah,
that's what
but
Zack
but
Snyder is
but you
great
get what
at.
I'm saying? Like people are saying that that's Lex Jr.,
Yeah, that's what there's. Yeah.
but
So
it doesn't make sense if you say that the company was named after him because the dad and Lex Jr. have the same name.
yeah. And they didn't establish that for in whatever that the father that they didn't establish that. So yeah, it
They didn't clarify either. Like like the name his badge said Lex Luthor. It didn't say Junior on it. Like
mhm.
usually government badges would say Junior on it, right?
E- yes, yes, technically yes, technically yes.
Like he had a government badge.
Look, where I work, I have a completely different first name on my badge, but it's not
Yeah,
government, so that don't matter.
yeah. But you know
But
what I mean though? Like his
yeah,
business ID is a government issued badge.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It would, and that's what I think. Like, so in
So
your
it at
chat
least have
earlier,
an eye on it, just like a second, you know?
hmm like that's why I said in the chat earlier. I said, I think the most harmonious way for all this would be for and put like Zach and James are not like adversaries. They're not.
Yeah. Yeah.
The best thing
And
would be for them to work together.
and just a couple seconds.
Hmm.
And it would be dumb if when he shaved his head. If that was Lex Jr., like him shaving his head, just a copycat of his dad.
Hmm.
Just like you know what
Oh
I
yeah,
mean?
yep, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Why would he copy his abusive father?
true. I actually wanted that to work out. Honestly, I like Jesse
Yeah.
Eisenberg as an actor.
Yeah, I like the portrayal. It's just people saying that was Lex Jr. just to cover up the bad writing,
Hmm.
you know,
Yeah,
and the whole tornado scene. Um that's the death is not the issue, but like him hiding under a overpass, that was my issue.
that make
Like
yeah,
hiding under overpass. Everyone knows that's the worst place to be during a tornado
yeah,
because the overpass would make the tornado stronger
yeah,
because it'll
and
just be an air vent.
well, the weird thing with that is maybe he thought like he was trying to like assimilate and stay in character. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Where like he can literally just walk out and it.
and he showed that they were going to the car, so that means I think Cavill could have saved the dog instead of his dad
Yeah.
because they were both going to it.
Well, but you know what? Here's the thing though. That part, that's murky waters because yeah, I guess
They're
maybe
both
ego
as
came into play with the
like
dad there.
physically looking strong, so like no one would have a problem for Cavill saving the dog over them because
That's
he
true.
he did have physically muscles, right?
Yeah, yeah, he did. That's true.
And
I agree.
he was supposed to be a teenager at the time.
He looked at least 30.
Yeah, but he was supposed to be a teenager, right? Because that's
Yeah,
why
yeah,
his like personality was kind of like immature.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's true.
So like him being a teenager in his prime, like why would they be surprised if he wanted to save the dog,
No, yeah, you're right. That make total sense. Actually, that make total
right?
sense. Yeah,
Him a teenager and him being like, and they didn't even show if he was in the football team or not.
I think he was wearing like a football shirt or something. Cause I do remember that like it did like insinuate that to it in a way. I think.
But right, like it makes sense for the Christopher Reeve Superman because he didn't physically look buff. So him being in the football team, he was like he was not in the team. He was like the water boy,
Yeah. I
you
don't think
know?
he would have been a water boy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He looks too buff to be like not in the team.
Yeah, I agree. I
But
agree.
like like I said, like the writing was my issue. But like the look and stuff, that wasn't my issue. Like the fighting and part of Krypton, like that looked pretty cool.
Yeah, that
But
was dope.
one thing of the Krypton I confused about is whenever he was the Jor-El was talking to the wife, his wife,
Hmm.
that Skype thing didn't make sense. When he was talking to his wife with the like the face thing, and then
Oh,
the
like the
face thing
drone.
was
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
like doing this.
Yeah.
It showed her wife seeing things what people are attacking Jor-El from behind him. So what is the wife seeing to be able to see attacks behind him?
Oh, it showed that on the wife's side? I never
Yeah,
noticed that. I never
like the
noticed that.
wife was like saying, "Oh, look out, something behind him." It's like what? How does she know?
Oh, I never know. I never noticed that.
Right? Like, is it a bit? Is her side watching a video versus his side just watching that face?
Kryptonian FaceTime.
And-
Kryptonian FaceTime.
like, and don't get me started with the dildo looking like ships.
Yeah, yeah, that was a
Like
thing.
the world looks cool, and then like creatures and stuff and everything that looked cool. The cities look cool, but like some of the other stuff kind of look weird.
I mean, that's what Zach is good at, though.
Yeah,
You know what I
like
mean?
the
Like
look, the
he's good at the
visuals,
look.
and
Like,
like
have you ever seen Sucker Punch?
yeah, yeah,
The movie sucked. It
yeah.
looked
But
great.
it looked good. Yeah.
It looked great. Like that's what he's good at, and that's
In
what.
the Owl movie, that animated Owl movie,
Yep.
that looked really good. Yeah,
Everything he's done has like he had like put like this like Watchmen.
yeah,
Watchmen is a decent watch. It's a good movie. It's not put like this. I remember when Watchmen came out, they was like, "Oh, you can't do the ending correctly." Guess who
uh,
did it correctly? HBO.
yeah, yeah.
They pulled
I
it off.
wanted him to. I want them to do this again with Dawn of the Dead, James Gunn writing something, and then Zack Snyder like directing it because that's gonna be like a perfect thing because like a
Exactly.
lot of plot holes would be gone if
Yeah.
you know.
Let James like I this is the thing I get right now, and I
Yeah,
understand how people feel about some of the stuff with James. James is a
yeah,
he writes stuff a certain way. He's progressive. Nothing's
yeah,
wrong with that, right? Okay, let Zach direct it. Let James write it. James isn't gonna do some of the stuff that he did in Peacemaker with Superman,
yeah.
you know, and that's what worries people. But people don't see it. That stuff happens everywhere, right? Those two they work. It'll never happen. I don't think honestly. They neither one of them have a reason to do it. They're two, you know, they're the alphas in their fields. But we like the Snyderverse for a certain point because we like the aesthetics.
Yeah,
James writes stuff. Can't nobody take the Guardians of the Galaxy from him.
yeah,
The first Suicide Squad was cool.
yeah,
The Suicide Squad was written way better, way more enjoyable.
yeah.
Can't nobody take that away from him.
And people are saying, oh, the haircut's gonna be way better, but like there's still issues in the movie that the haircut wouldn't fix.
Yeah, it won't fix.
Like haircut would not fix Joker
No, no.
because
It
it
was
was shot, right?
yeah,
All those scenes were shot by David
right.
Ayer.
Yes.
So how would that fix anything if that was intentionally shot in those scenes?
Maybe if they change the arrangement, maybe because you know storytelling is all
But
about
you know what I
arrangement,
mean though?
possibly.
Like the scenes itself was shot like that.
Hmm. You know,
Like
like,
even though the editing messed it up, like some of the shots were
but you know what? That's the thing that people don't bring up. The reason why they did that is because the DCEU was starting to already
yeah.
go down. You
Yeah,
know,
and they're reading a lot of the reviews saying like it was too dark, like the official reviews too, like the
hmm
real journalist reviews were saying it was too dark, you know?
hmm yeah, and that's the whole thing. Like, and now with this whole Paramount thing,
Yeah.
I mean,
And one thing that's kind of dumb that people don't like I guess that they don't look into at all because they assume David Ellison is the same mindset as his dad, but he is progressive.
Hmm.
David Ellison is progressive. It's just Larry Ellison is the conservative.
Hmm.
But
Yeah.
people don't get that because David Ellison did want a lot of the democratic stuff,
Hmm.
but people are assuming he's Republican just because his dad is.
Yeah, and like, and that's the weird thing with that is because like if the son's not conservative, he's progressive. You know, how much weight does the father have over him, especially with this
Yeah,
acquisition, which is
yeah,
linked on his father's name because they needed him so much for it.
yeah. But
It's
like
tough.
but overall, I think he has the final call though. Like David Ellison has the final call though.
Yeah.
You know,
So
because the business is in his name. Like his dad's not on the business. He just helped it like financially, but
right,
like his
he
name is on
co-signed
it.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like that's what like my issue of that is like they're using that as an example of James Gunn being gone because oh the political thing is different, but like politically they're the same.
No, I won't say 100. I think I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm about 70% saying that
Yeah.
he will leave.
Yeah, I know he will leave, but
Yeah.
the
Okay.
reasonings are gonna be different though.
Okay.
He's gonna leave because Paramount wants to get their own person in charge.
Oh
But
yeah, yeah, yeah,
him
yeah, yeah,
leaving is not because politics.
yeah, yeah, yeah. He'll leave because they want to get somebody in themselves, and yeah, so he'll voluntarily leave before he gets kicked out.
Yeah,
If
but it
that
won't
goes,
be
yeah,
because politics, what people are assuming. People are
yeah.
assuming because of politics, but it's not, you know what I mean?
No, yeah, I don't think the politics. I think creative freedom, more or
Yeah.
less,
And they would want someone that they chose. They're not going
that
to
they
bring back
chose. Yeah.
Snyder because of that, you know? Like
I don't
they're
think
going to
it's gonna
bring
be Zach.
yeah. They're going to bring someone that they know.
Yeah.
And they don't really know much about Zach. They never like Paramount didn't even hire Zach that much.
Honestly, I think it was more of a chance of getting a Snyder verse
Yeah.
back with Netflix
Yeah.
for some
Like
reason.
if anything, they would hire someone that they know. Like they would hire someone that probably worked more with the Star Trek stuff.
Yeah, yes, yes, which is fine. Like, here's my thing: like,
Yeah.
if you get somebody in there, and like I said, if you get somebody in there, if Zach comes in, fine. You know
They
what I
would
mean? Like, it
probably
is what it is.
promote one of the executives in the Star Trek to move to DC.
Star Trek, yeah, yeah. Star Treks haven't been the last three Star Treks weren't bad.
And then some people from like the DC stuff move to Star Trek, you know, like that that would be a way to balance it out.
Yeah, no, I can see that. They're gonna have to juggle some balls at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Like,
Or
they're gonna have to figure some.
the Mission Possible people because that's kind of a similar thing too.
Hmm,
Because
I
like
can see that.
sci-fi and stuff like that, you know, like
I can see that.
action and all
It
that.
will give it a little bit of a different twist too. Like,
Yeah,
I think they need to go with somebody that's not necessarily in the realm. To be honest with
yeah.
you, I
Or
think that would help it
Ninja
be
Trolls
more
people. Ninja Trolls people
digestible.
are the same situation, right? Ninja Trolls, they're also comic book related and all that stuff. So Ninja Trolls people can do it.
Yeah, I agree with that. I can see that. I agree with that. I definitely could see that
Yeah.
because I
But
think somebody
oh
not in the realm would be able to take it better. So
yeah, but overall, like the main thing I would say for the Paramount thing is how they got rid of the Taylor Sheridan, but like they didn't get rid of him as fast as I would hate because if I would hate them if they got rid of like the 2 weeks thing, you know. But
hmm,
they did a whole contract for 2 years and then he's gonna leave. So they didn't really completely fire him.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Because
yeah,
there's a new project called the Marshall
hmm,
that Taylor Sheridan is making right now. That it's like a new first season, first episode on Paramount Plus.
hmm.
So he is making new shows for them. You
So he
know,
probably gonna be
like,
around.
So like even though like oh they ended him like 2 years is still a long time, you know?
Oh yeah, that's a ton of time. That's enough time that we've seen companies get a project started, completed, and out in that time frame.
And even though like the first episode came out, I'm pretty sure he already like done like a lot of episodes ahead of time. You know, he probably finished that first season like writing wise.
Yeah, I agree. That makes sense. Yeah. So,
But
so
yeah, so like that's one issue, but like overall, I think it's a positive versus other people say it's a negative for like movies in general. But I think even though Netflix promised the 45-day window, they
mhm.
didn't have a contract saying it's going to be multiple years. So if they could easily do 45 days for 1 year and then just forget about it. And
You know that's my only hang up with this whole thing. If
yeah,
Netflix would have took over Warner Brothers, the the that window would have been an issue.
even though they said it in court, they didn't promise anything.
Yeah, and I think that's what jammed them up, right?
Yeah.
But them getting it would have preserved a lot of people's jobs.
Yeah, yeah. Like
So
I get that, but I was saying the job like the Hollywood market just in general,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
not
and that's
just the
that's what
job
that's what screwed them
aspect.
over. I think. Like,
Yeah.
I think Paramount said, "Oh, they didn't," and we see what happened.
And he did promise 30 movies a year, which means like it's multiple years because a year means plan for future, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Versus Netflix, they didn't say 45 days a year, you know? If they say a year, that would be insinuating multiple years.
Yeah, yeah. So like, I don't know. I just hope it turns out
Yeah.
good at the end.
And
Honestly,
another hang up for Netflix thing, said in court that they didn't see they said zero value of the video game aspect, which that was a dumb thing to say. They're not in the court thing, but I think they said it like in between the court case and like stuff like that. I think they said it in interviews.
oh, that's interesting.
So they said like that was the dumb thing to say, right? Because
Yes,
because they would be getting it and they're just gonna throw it away.
yeah. You're gonna be getting it, and you can flesh it
Zero
out.
value means they weren't even planning to sell it.
Maybe that's why they said it though.
Yeah.
But hey,
But
I gotta
but
hop
you
off.
know though, like
I gotta hop off my daughters.
oh, okay, okay. But
But
like
hey,
nice
appreciate you letting
talking.
me on, man.
Yeah, it was pretty fun.
All right, we're gonna do it again. All right,
Yeah.
I'll talk to you.
All right, bye.
All right.
Yeah, so that talk was pretty good. Did you see my second oh, uh, yeah, not adversaries, but dude, yeah. Let's see. Lex Luthor made no sense. Zack Snyder. Yeah. Batman vs Superman was enough. Batman was fine. Yeah, I agree. Uh, Superman is strong, powerful. Yeah, yeah. Uh, I would say Quincy was shown to be strong. Yeah, he was strong. It's just he was against people that are just as strong or slightly stronger. You know, he was actually fast enough to save. I'm sure he'd be careful not be seen during the tournament. Yeah, that's my issue. That was my issue on that. Yeah, Batman looked like yeah, yeah. I agree with a lot of stuff, and yeah, the streams been pretty good so far, and if you're still here, that's gonna be pretty good. I think you'll be still here because that was that long ago. But yeah, it's been pretty fun so far. What else do you want to talk about? Let's let's hang out. Just drinking my coffee right now. Overall, this is gonna be a good good phase, I think. Netflix really messed up by not promising anything. They said they're gonna keep the 45 days, but they didn't say how many years they're gonna do it because if they keep the company, that means they'll have it for multiple years, and I think that's why they left because there was yeah, like because if they really wanted to, they would have stayed and they would have really cared about theaters at that point. But the fact that they left kind of says that they're probably just gonna put in streaming, you know. Man, this is really crazy. What man's doing BBS, however, Snyder killed Rob. Oh yeah, killed Robin off screen. How Batman die second. Yeah, yeah. That's crazy. So yeah, this is gonna be a crazy situation overall. I think. Yeah, there's the shirt right here. So yeah, I'm gonna now switch. Yeah, this is interesting. Interesting turn of events here. Yeah, my issue was people are saying that oh, James Gunn's gonna leave because his political views are different and stuff, but political views are not gonna be the issue of him leaving or not. Is the main reason why I think he's gonna leave is because Paramount wants. Hi. Oh, DC animated movies. All Star Superman. And for Batman, I think the Mask of the Phantasm, and that's that one Supergirl movie with the future, super, super, like the future verse thing, and yeah. Overall, that's pretty much what it was. Some of the Green Lantern ones were pretty good, but I preferred the Green Lantern TV show over the movies. But oh, the Superman, yeah, for an intense kind of like favorite one was Rise of the Superman. So yeah, Rise of the Superman would be my top of the big action-packed storylines. Yeah, but for like a comedy kind of show movie, Teen Titans Go to the Movies. Teen Titans Go to the Movies. Those was my thing for comedy aspect. But what I said always say before is they should use Ambush Bug for a kid show, a kids movie. You know, use a character that no one really knows. You know superheroes from the Tomorrowverse? Yeah, yeah, yeah. The Legion of Superheroes. Yeah, yeah. The Legion of Superheroes. That one. Yeah, the one where she met the other Brainiac. You know. But yeah, it is cool that you joined the stream though. Yeah, yeah. Like I know about the animated movies. I watched a lot of the stuff. My issue is whenever the people became DC fans and have never watched the past DC stuff. I always gripe on this guy. He's the harsh critics admitted that he has never watched Christopher Reeve Superman. So he watched the first three, and he, it is weird that he just started watching him. And also Superman 3, he says, "Oh, I don't get the hate of Superman 3." That kind of proves he doesn't really know the fan base that well, because Superman 3 wasn't the one that got hated as much. Superman 4 is the one that people hate. So like whenever he reviewed Superman 3, it showed me like a few red flags for him really not knowing the fan base at all. So yeah, glad to be able to catch. Oh, you're about to start working? That's pretty cool. And yeah, it is cool that you're here though. But decent amount. I talked to Marzilla and we collaborated with that, with the live stream, and we talked about how Paramount, in my opinion, was the better choice over Netflix. Yeah, yeah. But Superman 3 was pretty good, and it is weird that harsh critics said that everyone hated Superman 3, and like, oh, it was dumb that everyone hates Superman 3 because Superman 3 is pretty good. That wasn't the issue. Superman 4 was the one that people didn't like. It I don't I don't know. Harsh critic was kind of dumb about that. But yeah. But yeah, that conversation was pretty good. If y'all want, y'all can rewind and watch that conversation I had with him. Actually, it's not. It wasn't Marzillo. It was Shillaverse. Yeah, we Shillaverse was the one I talked to. I get confused with names sometimes. It was Shillaverse. But overall, I think we're in good hands due to Paramount being in the similar position as Warner Brothers, and Pa- Paramount was in trouble with a good amount of debt. They were about to be shut down and everything. So overall, I think Paramount was a better choice, because without help at all, Paramount would have been shut down. And if everyone wants to have studios to stay strong and keep going, um, Paramount would be the best choice overall, I think. And Netflix not really caring about video games. I was kind of dumb of them to mention, because people like video games, and them saying that was the worst choice. But yeah, overall it was pretty good. Hey Johnny, hi. And yeah, it is cool to see the stream doing pretty well, and that your profile picture is pretty cool too. That was oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, that profile picture looks pretty cool. Well, overall, I'm just happy about this, and for sure, Paramount's gonna bring their own executives for DC stuff, but there are good options for their replacements. Um, because Paramount could use some of their people to replace it. Like Paramount could use the Star Trek people. They could use the Ninja Turtles people because Ninja Turtles do comic books too, and have Ninja Turtles and Batman um, projects and everything like that. It's gonna be an interesting future for Paramount. But again, I think that it's still gonna be a few years because Fox this said it took Fox 3 years to do something with the Disney stuff. So it took quite a while for Disney to do anything. That's Disney, you know. Disney usually does stuff way too quick. So yeah, I'm betting they're keeping guns up front around. Will be alive to the yeah, and I wouldn't mind Gunn leaving personally, but one thing I would that would be happy is that Paramount not giving Snyder that shot, you know. And it is possible if Paramount does replace James Gunn with someone else, that that person will know what to do and figure out all this crazy stuff overall, you know. But I think personally they're gonna bring someone for like from Star Trek or something to do something. I always wanted a Green Arrow game with hybrid gameplay. Sound like a mixed Arkham game, Tomb Raider. Oh yeah, and I I I do wonder what it would have what it would been like for that Flash game because around the Xbox 360 era, they wanted DC was making a Flash game and they were almost done, but they canceled it because the studio that was making the game shut down and they just kind of threw away their plans or something, right? And that's the correct mindset right there. You're not going to lose sleep if James Gunn leaves. That's the correct mindset. To me, the ones that say like, "Oh, it's going to be terrible if they don't bring back Snyder or they don't bring back anything like that." And to me, if they care about the whole director's cut issue for David Ayer director's cut, they should care about every director's cut that got canceled. The director's cut of Son of the Mask, for example. The Flash is my favorite in Justice League Heroes. Fun game for first gen Xbox. Yeah, Justice League Heroes, that was pretty good. And I was they had some test footage of that Flash game, and it was about Flash open world Flash game with like three cities that he would fast travel to, and his fast travel would just be him going super fast. You know, very doubtful to hashtag verse. It's not a return regardless if gun is gone. Yeah, but overall, I think if they bring back Zack Snyder, it would be kind of dumb unless they bring back Zack Snyder for just one project or something like that, like that kind of situation, or have him work with the whole thing like that. I don't know. Gunna isn't going anywhere for at least 10 years, I'd bet. Yeah, and that would be really cool. That would be really cool for sure. I just think that it would I wouldn't doubt him leaving probably in like 4 years, but overall I think it's gonna be quite some time for him to be able to leave because yeah, half of the cast are well, like yeah, half of the cast aren't well, like Ezra Miller, Amber Heard, Jared Leto, Ben Affleck is kind of being negative right now for other people, but yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point too. Okay. Yeah, don't mind me. I'm just I'm just playing Animal Crossing at the same time streaming, you know. I don't stream Animal Crossing. But but yeah, overall it's I never been on the live action. Oh yeah. The whole live action or nothing. Animation is gonna be good. And what's funny is the dynamic duo is gonna be both, you know? Dynamic duo is stop motion and animation and everything. So technically stop motion is live action, you know? So stop motion, but yeah, that's interesting. Yeah. But yeah, overall it's gonna be pretty good. And just for any future people, because the collaboration of the live chat was pretty fun. I'm just gonna do that in case anyone wants to join again. Because I know that that link was like way up there. So I'm not saying you have to love everything, but if this stuff ends up not being for some folks, that let others that enjoy that. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That was my mindset throughout the whole thing. I have some issues of Superman, and I did constantly mention that. And if these Snyder people think that I'm still the gun gun tard, whatever, I'm they haven't watched any of my streams or anything because I have issues with everything, you know. But yeah, he's exactly, yeah. But overall, I expect James Gunn to stick around and hope that his contract gets extended a little bit at least. But yeah, this is this is. But yeah, overall, this stream was pretty good, and I just if anyone wants to join, I have my link right there. But overall, this is an interesting conversation, and tell me your thoughts, chat or comment or whatever. Um, what's your thoughts on all this stuff? And yeah, this is just gonna be like a hangout for now, and we can do some more conversations. You can mention any topic you want for this situation, and yeah, had one guy watch a video we did and say, "You just hate Cavill." It's like never mentioned Cavill, and he obviously doesn't watch us because yeah, that's what I'm saying. We're fans of Cavill specifically within the thing, but I have issues with every single aspect of every project of DC. But there's no such thing as a perfect movie. There's no such thing as a perfect universe. Even MCU is getting a lot of negativity right now. So no matter what, it's it, it's gonna be crazy. Me being doxxed, me being bullied, me being threatened to be sued by Aaron Fisher, even though I haven't said anything defamatory at all to Aaron Fisher. It just seems like Aaron Fisher does not know the definition of defamation because all I did was ask questions about the GoFundMe. All I did was ask questions about like proof of the GoFundMe being what it was meant for. You know, he said the GoFundMe was for some surgery for his dog, and all I did was ask for proof about the surgery, and that was it. But it was dumb for that. Sorry to bring that back up, but it is important to know my side of things, and me being threatened to be sued was not really nice. And at first, I was stressed out. At first, I was depressed, really mad at the situation, and I felt like I was guilty. I genuinely thought that I was gonna be sued. You know? Oh, thank you. Yeah, I was just mentioning what happened to me. That's all. Like I moved on from that, but yeah, Internet Brief is good. Yeah, yeah, and Aaron Fisher is a way bigger channel than me, and he thought that it was defamation. Like if you want to sue for defamation, James Gunn could sue everybody. James Gunn could sue everybody by pointing out people that are calling him a pedophile and everything. You know, he can make bank of everybody. He can get people out in debt because of all that stuff that people are saying about him. I mean, if defamation was a thing for them, James Gunn has every right for every situation. Yeah, 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 for sure. Yeah, but man, I just it's gonna be an interesting turn of events in a few years. It's gonna be really, really fun. And it is funny that Mr. Phenom says, "Oh, I'm gonna laugh at you, and James gonna get fired and everything." And like he's like he's bullying people, even though he says he's not bullying people. He is making fun of stuff and all that stuff. So but yeah, it is interesting how all this turns out and how everything's gonna be overall. Yeah. Okay. I'm good for now for the stream, but overall, it's gonna be an interesting kind of events. I genuinely want James Gunn to stay as long as possible because his plans of the whole 10-year thing needs to go through because if Snyder deserves his plans to go through of the whole Snyderverse thing and the multiple movie deal. James Gunn deserves for his plans to go through and his plans for the whole 10-year thing. You would be a hypocrite of saying that Snyder deserves all those stuff and James Gunn doesn't. That would be a hypocritical thing to say overall. This is going to be, I don't know. So, what else you want to talk about? So far, it's been pretty fun. I intentionally chose this shirt for the stream stuff, and this was pretty good. And so far, you've been doing pretty well for the whole stuff. So I'm gonna do I'm gonna this is moderator. Okay, I'm gonna add you. Okay, because you've been pretty somewhat consistent. You were in multiple streams and you're being respectful and did pretty good in stuff. I add you to a moderator. I'm gonna let you moderate. And Marzilla is one of is who I'm talking about. Mar Marzilla, you're a moderator, and yeah, for now you're pretty good. And don't worry, this is just a um, thing that you're able to do. You don't need to really do it like all the time. It's just you're one of the people that could help out with the chat. So yeah, and I respected that you didn't like flat out say that you wanted to be a moderator. Yeah. Yeah, it's not gonna be a big difference from moderator and non-moderator. You just will have an option to control stuff, you know. When you're managing moderator, you're just just standard. I mainly do managing moderator to everybody because it's it's like a really like important, like really good role overall. And and you're welcome. It's a good thing. You're good at all this stuff. So and this is gonna be a good experience for you to be able to control stuff, and it'll help you learn about like streams and all that. It's gonna be pretty good overall. Yeah, Aaron's been being crazy because he I didn't watch the video that he mentioned this, but like other people that talk about him, he mentioned, oh, Zack Snyder was being nice to James Gunn because that's what he he needs to do and be respectful on that. And I think the film junkie mentioned that, and he said the film junkie said, no, Zack Snyder is just a nice person. Like he's not mean, and that's a good point. Zack Snyder is not a mean person, and he praises James Gunn because they were close. They're close, you know. They hang out sometimes, you know. So it was done for Aaron. Say that. But yeah. So getting more and more moderators overall, and the conversations were pretty interesting. And this is gonna be recorded, so it's gonna be a thing where you can rewatch this, and this could be like a background thing for you too. I think if you really have nothing to do, this would be a good thing to just leave on the background just to hear, you know, because sometimes it's just like you feel lonely, or not really lonely, but just want something in the background just to, you know. But yeah, this is gonna be an interesting turn of events. And if this actually officially goes through with the whole Paramount Warner Brothers thing, this is gonna be a crazy situation. And people are still against it, but to me, I think out of the two, Paramount was the better deal. Um, deal as in business, and deal as in like overall health of Hollywood in general. Because even though Netflix said they're gonna say the whole 45-day window in theaters, they didn't have it in contract. Like they didn't say like they're gonna have it multiple years. They only said it in court saying that they're gonna do that. But if you're gonna keep a company for multiple years for a long time, anybody can change their mind, you know. And they even mentioned that theaters lower the theatrical window depending on the movie, which means they're okay for lowering the theatrical window. So that's the issue right there. If they was Doomsday. I think the guy that played Kingpin in the Daredevil movie, I think that would have been kind of interesting. And that's assuming the Christopher Reeve films you're talking about later on after the four movies that he did and like close to like the 90s era, you know? The 90s, the guy that played Kingpin in Daredevil, that would be an interesting get right there. But if they wanted to be like sort of campy a little bit, semi-serious a little bit, would probably be Arnold Schwarzenegger. That would be pretty interesting. How Arnold Schwarzenegger would be him, and yeah. So it is cool that more and more people are watching this. Some people are going back and forth, whatever, but so far it's been pretty consistent. And I know the Snyder some of the Snyder fans are probably watching because there are multiple people here and not a lot of people in the chat. So it is possible that some of them are Snyder people. But yeah, the stream has been pretty fun so far. And don't mind me, I'm just gonna post a link every few times in case anyone wants to join. I'm just yeah. Oh, okay. That's saying what Mark. Hold on. Good place. Maybe it's my 5. Oh yeah, maybe possibly. Hulk Hogan could be a great doomsday. Oh, Hulk Hogan, that'd be pretty crazy too. But I was thinking more like actor side of things, you know. Hulk Hogan is technically an actor, but wrestling a lot of times wrestlers just stay as wrestlers. There are exceptions, but most situations are yeah. I don't mind the whole link thing. I just want to put the link up every few times because the more chat passes through, the harder it is to see the link, you know. So that's the only reason I'm doing that. Yeah, overall, this is going to be pretty fun overall. So what else? What else be there? Okay, there's another one. Lou Ferrigno would be a great. But Sullivan Gardner, yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, I like these like what if situations. What if this actor was there and all that? Yeah, just because I want something to snack on, I'm doing this festivals. Oh, so overall, it is cool. What else do you want to talk about? Any good topics? I'm gonna actually talk about probably change the name of the stream. Oh yeah. It was, and it would be interesting if they wanted to combine the Christopher Reeve Superman with uh, Michael Keaton Batman. I think that would be that would have been an interesting way to do stuff. Um, Wait, hold on. What's timestamp? Is this? So yeah, this is gonna be interesting. Mhm. Okay, and then so maybe yeah, this is the first time I'm doing this. I'm trying to make this whole thing. Sorry about that. Okay, there you go. Overall, I'm adding the whole timestamp thing. I hope they add the timestamp of all the stuff. Yeah, even though I've been doing live for quite a while, I didn't really look into a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah, you can join. If you saw that link on in the chat, you can click on that. If you didn't, I can give you another link. There you go. You can do that. But yeah, overall, for now, I added more stuff within the live stream, and I hope the timestamp thing happens within that. But if not, people can fast forward, obviously. But um, yeah, yeah, this is gonna be an interesting, interesting thing. Yeah, I'm gonna go that way. Oh, hi.
Hey, brother.
Yeah. Um, yeah, we're just talking about like people are always automatically assuming that because the political aspect, people are saying that, oh, James Gunn's gotta be fired because of the political thing, but they don't realize that David Ellison has the same political views as James Gunn.
Yeah. Let me give me 1 second here. Okay, I had to fix my echo issue again here. So
Oh, okay,
okay.
yeah.
So now I got that figured out. See, I'm learning from you every time. I'm learning a little
Yeah.
more every time, which is good. So tell me more about that, the Ellison political issues.
Yeah, because people are saying
Mhm.
because um his dad, Larry Ellison, is
Mhm.
Republican. People are
Mhm.
assuming that his son is also Republican, which that's
Mhm.
not the case because he did support the previous peoples with the Democrat stuff like
Mhm.
throughout his whole like career. So
Right.
I just think it's dumb that people are assuming all family members have the same political views.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to see as much political stuff, political conversation from him
Yeah,
as people think. You may see a little bit of change in some of the things they produce,
yeah.
but I don't think you're going to have anyone talk about it. You'll probably
Because
see a little bit. I think Ellison said that he wanted to do more like testosterone fueled productions. I
but
think.
they only had he only
Mhm,
had it Paramount for like 6 months. People
mhm,
think that he controlled like other projects, but
mhm.
the Star Trek Fleet Academy was made before him.
Right. Yeah.
So people are
Yeah.
like blaming the Star Trek Fleet Academy not being good because of David
Mhm,
Ellison, but he had
mhm.
nothing to do with that show.
Yeah, you get a lot of inherited writers and stuff
Yeah,
for those projects too, so that you're gonna have contracts that you can't get rid of right away.
yeah.
So you
But
got to
but
let
you
those things
what I'm
play
saying
out.
though, like people are blaming things that he had nothing to do with on him.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah. Unfortunately, that's going to be how that goes. But you probably won't see any change in the Paramount takeover for 3-4 years, maybe,
Yeah,
because they
yeah,
have stuff in the pipeline already that they got to put out. Scripts are already done and approved,
yeah.
stuff like that. So those things have to kind of work their way out of the system before you actually
But
see the change.
and I expect a lot of the high-end executives
Hmm.
leaving just to be replaced by like what Paramount wants, but
Hmm.
that has nothing to do with what he disagrees or agrees with. Like it's
Right,
literally
right.
just him wanting to control what he wants.
Yeah, I don't know if there's going to be as much change as we think. I
Yeah,
think a lot of it's probably just going to be kind of business as usual, but
yeah.
people are just going to slowly start changing their writing styles a little bit, production styles, and stuff
But
like that.
a lot of people were against the Paramount thing and all for the Netflix thing, but
Hmm.
I think the issue was Netflix didn't have contract for multiple years for the 45-day window thing.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
even though they promised in court that they're going to do that 45-day window, they
Hmm.
didn't say how many years they would do that.
Yeah, I think I heard that also. They said that they almost kind of put it on like a scouts honor thing that they would do it for a while, but they didn't really
Yeah, even
guarantee
though it
how
was
long.
in court, it was like
Uh-huh.
against the law for them to not do it. They didn't
Yeah.
say for how long. And
Hmm.
plus, they even said that the theatrical window adjusts depending on how successful
Hmm.
things are. But what if they intentionally make projects unsuccessful by not promoting it enough just to move it to theaters early? If that makes sense.
Yeah, I don't know if they'd sabotage their own stuff, but I think there's people that are just bad at marketing
Because
who work in marketing,
but
and things
yeah, but
fail because of
there
bad
are
marketing.
some things that some movies that they did sabotage it.
Hmm.
So like it is not like unheard of for
Hmm.
studios to sabotage. You know?
I don't know if I've ever seen an intentional one. I know one example I can think of that just had bad marketing was did you see Dungeons and Dragons Honor Among Thieves?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that movie I thought it was going to be
What
terrible.
one example I could say that they intentionally sabotaged was
Uh-huh.
Treasure Planet.
Intentionally?
Yeah, because
Huh.
um the whole history of Treasure Planet,
Uh-huh.
you know some of the controversies of that, right?
I'm not familiar. Fill me in, please.
Yeah, the creators of Treasure Planet um
Hmm.
thought of Treasure Planet like 20 years before the movie like was thought of. So
Hmm.
they had the idea and they pitched it, and then Disney said, "Oh, you need to prove your success by doing
Hmm.
these certain projects first." And they
Hmm.
did it, but they were still constantly saying no a long time. It's like, oh, we did all this, and you said that we can do it, and then
Hmm.
they gave up and said, sure, okay, you can do it, and then because they were against it, they weren't promoting it enough, so they're intentionally
Hmm.
messing it up to prove their point.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm not familiar. I Treasure
But
Planet, that one came out a good amount of time ago, didn't it?
and they were like, yeah, and that
Hmm.
whole argument
Hmm.
was so strong that the Treasure Planet people
Hmm.
formed DreamWorks.
Oh, okay. I did not know that. Okay.
So that's why DreamWorks hated Disney, and that's why
Mhm.
Shrek was making fun of Disney,
Mhm.
and
Okay.
that's why Ants was
Mhm.
came out the same year as A Bug's Life,
Oh, they went head to head with Bugs Life. I remember that. I do
and
remember that. Yeah. Mhm.
you know how that worked, right? Because they made Ants because the CEO of DreamWorks was
Mhm.
about to be CEO of Disney,
Uh-huh.
but they said no. So like they because
Mhm.
he knew that A Bug's Life
Mhm.
was about to be made. He
Mhm.
only knew about what the topic was, like about ants surviving and like
Sure.
animated movie about ants and all that. So that's why
Uh-huh.
the two movies are very different, but about the same thing.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I wasn't
Because
familiar with
they
that. That's
only
good to
knew
know.
like
Mhm.
what the movie was essentially about, but they didn't know the details of the story.
Right. Okay. Yeah, that's a good starting point for me. I can look more into that. I'd have to
Yeah,
see because I wasn't too familiar with that one. I usually what I do is I try not to attribute to malice what could be also attributed to stupidity. Like I've
yeah,
seen some bad marketing recently, like Dungeons and Dragons. That was marketed bad.
yeah.
They did not show us what that was going to be, and it ended up being a really strong family story. And I think everybody who I spoke to who saw that liked it. Another one was did you see Furiosa?
Furiosa, yeah, yeah.
That was
Yeah.
badly marketed. They marketed that as like a this super girl boss movie, and when I went, then I finally saw it, and I was like, oh, that's not it at all. They just marketed it badly. It was
Yeah.
right up my alley. I love that movie. I think they did that movie a disservice by the way they marketed it.
The recent Transformers movie is the same
Mhm.
situation. They're
Yeah.
marketing it for the
Uh-huh.
wrong audience. That one.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. I think the people in marketing think that certain things are going to hit with the crowd, and then they alienate people, and then
Yeah.
they see these movies on home video, and that's why you see big jumps in revenue once things hit
Because
streaming.
the Transformers one, the marketing looked like it was for the
Mhm.
Transformers audience, but
Right. Hmm.
the actual movie was for like a younger audience.
Sure. Yep. Yeah, there's a lot of mismatched parts in the industry right now.
Yeah.
You're turning brands, you're marketing brands to to groups that they were not designed for, and it can work. It doesn't often work.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and we've seen when you market to the groups that IPs were designed for, like Barbie is one, that was marketed to exactly who Barbie was designed for, and that movie killed. So,
Yeah. And for you, you can
oh,
if you want.
we got another partner who wants to hop on here.
Yeah.
Let's get crazy today, guys. Let's get crazy. Everyone jump on.
So I'm just gonna just do that. There's some of the some issues. Some people don't really look into the
Mhm.
past of the comments to like click on the stream.
Mhm.
So that's
Right.
why I kept like posting
Uh-huh.
this, even though
Yeah, I wish I could have got on earlier with you and Shilvers. You guys were talking about
yeah
some stuff that I actually knew about. I would have loved to do that,
yeah.
but I had to run out for a job. I'm in between jobs now, so I was like, let me jump on my buddy
That,
Johnny, see what he's
that's
up
why
to.
I like that
Uh-huh.
it shows like the history of like the streams anyway, so you
Yeah,
can like
yeah.
look back at it
Oh
and
yeah,
stuff. And I
absolutely.
mentioned that like is it even though like there's like nobody really like talking, I sometimes
Uh-huh.
would like play a stream just to have like background noise too.
Oh yeah, absolutely. People like to have stuff to listen to while they're going about
Yeah,
their day. So I'm gonna let you get our other partners squared up here on stream while I run up and get another beverage. I'll be right back.
yeah. Mhm. So yeah, so Dar- Darth Artistic goes. You can join if you want. The link is right there, and yeah, this is gonna be a interesting case. I I'm fine with you being at it overall. And in case I'm just gonna actually hold on. Yeah, this is fine for now. So yeah, you can click on that link, uh, Darth.
Back here, let me get back on. Okay.
Yeah.
Are you guys getting darts squared up there?
Yeah, he's not on the waiting thing yet, so
Okay.
it's fine. But yeah, it is crazy, and plus it just seems like there some people are cherry
Uh-oh.
picking. Huh?
I got some bad audio here. Can you guys hear
Oh,
me
okay.
okay?
At least on my side I can hear, but
Oh.
audio
Let me switch my let me see if this works a little better. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll see if that's better. Okay, go ahead, my friend.
Yeah. Some one also like nitpick issue I have is when people like cherry pick of what they want, because some people are saying they want the haircut, they want certain thing versus like one thing I'm also waiting for is the director's cut of Son of the Mask.
I didn't see Son of the Mask. I did not see that one.
Son of the Mask, people hate it because it's cringy and like it doesn't really match up with the original The Mask.
Sure.
But I saw an interview of the director of Son of the Mask with Jamie Kennedy. You know Jamie Kennedy?
Jamie Kennedy was in that, wasn't he? I remember hearing that.
Okay. He did interview with the director, and he said the director's cut is a lot darker and a lot more serious. And in this situation, it's very I'm hearing it's very different than the movie because while they were making it, they told him to add jokes and add scenes. So that means the movie could be very different than the actual like director's cut.
Because studio interference again.
Yeah, my issue was whenever a movie is already done, but they cut it so like the original movie essentially is pretty much the same as the director's cut. It's just some scenes are messing
right.
up.
Yeah.
But, like that's what happened the Snyder cut. The Snyder cut is still almost exactly the same as the original theatrical cut.
Yeah, the Snyder cut, that was what, 4 hours long though? So they added a lot of stuff though.
Yeah, they added a lot, but like the movie itself had the same
tone.
Like structure.
Right. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
But the Son of the Mask, I'm hearing it's very different because they changed it while it was being made. Because changing it after
it being made,
like changing it after it being made is one thing, but changing it during the production makes the movie vastly different.
Yeah, you have a lot of moving parts. So if you change something, if you get the order from up top to change something, then everybody's got to try to.
But when the movie's already done and it gets changed, it makes the movie not as different.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. I totally understand that. So, yeah, well, that I haven't seen that. I haven't seen The Mask in a long time either. That was a long time ago. When did some of The Mask come out? You have any idea?
No, but I can quick.
No. It's been a while, and there was some controversy with Jim Carrey recently. Did you hear about that?
Oh yeah, people are saying, "Oh, he's like it looks like he's being cloned."
Yeah, he looked vastly different. And he's had some interesting takes about the industry and stuff like
2005.
that. So there's reason to believe that maybe he's been replaced. So I don't know if you're a conspiracy guy, Johnny. Are you? You conspiracy guy? Wear a tinfoil hat?
A little bit, but a little bit, but this conspiracy sometimes doesn't really hold water as much because I think he was already looking different beforehand,
right?
Because you saw interviews of him interviewing when Sonic 3 came out, right?
I did not see that. I did not see that one. He was starting to look different.
Yeah. So like, I think it's just him aging up. Him just getting older.
Yeah, this one certainly appeared that he had some work done. Maybe had a facelift or something, but the eye color was different. And then I guess people zoomed in on an autograph he gave, and it looked like his signature was different even. So there's a little bit of smoke to this one. So
a little bit, but like there are like things that could like cover it up.
Yeah.
Like if it was distinctly different, then that would be because the Keanu Reeves thing, right?
No, I haven't heard that.
like Keanu Reeves has a
Mhm.
lot of people in the past look
Mhm.
just like him. People
Oh,
like
really?
he
Uh-huh.
even like joked around. There's a guy
Uh-huh.
that's in history that that is supposedly people accused him of being a
Mhm.
vampire because it was during that time where everyone's like a
Yeah.
vampire, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but like he
Mhm.
looked spot on like that
Mhm.
guy. So like it
Yeah.
it is possible that people just look similar, you know.
Yeah, that's true. Through history. Did you see
Yeah.
Jack's comment there?
Oh, this one.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Um,
I heard it was a makeup artist that is like
yeah,
a
yeah,
mask specialist
yeah.
that potentially went out to see if he could replace him. Didn't Jim Carrey also give like a full speech in French?
Uh,
I don't know if he speaks French. I never heard that before. So
yeah.
yeah, the whole thing is strange. I don't think it was him. I think we're seeing a lot of people get cloned and replaced these days. I don't think that's very abnormal.
What one thing I respect is Jim Carrey has like political views and stuff, but he
Mhm.
only does it through like art that's like just personal to him
Yeah.
versus like everyone else whenever they have political
Uh-huh.
things they put it in their movies.
Yeah, that's the annoying thing. They want to preach to us all the time, and we go to movies. We want to shut our brains off.
You
We
know,
don't want any
like
of
that's
this.
the one thing I respect
Uh,
Jim Carrey. Like he has like strong political things, but
mhm.
he separates it, you know?
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes, like I've seen him go on talk shows and get a little weird.
Yeah,
But he doesn't do it when he's promoting movies, which is good, and that's
yeah,
good because if you go on a talk show, you're promoting yourself. If you're on a promotional tour for a movie, that you're messing with somebody else's money at that point, he respects
yeah.
that. Like Jim Carrey
And
seems like a good guy.
uh, another like different topic, but like kind of similar is like I hate that like Mark Wahlberg gets flack for like things that he did in the past
Yeah.
because he hit he hit Asian. It's like he hit Asian because like it's a racist thing, but like there's
Mhm.
plenty of reasons why you would hit somebody.
Yeah, I don't know the backstory on that. I feel like I've heard about that. He had some issues when he was younger.
Yeah,
Yeah, he was a wild guy
but
when he
like
was younger.
if
Mhm.
he if rappers can do
Mhm.
something far worse,
Mhm.
why can't a person that like changing himself like
Mhm.
he became more like Christian and stuff, and he
Yeah,
became
he's
like
very
more like
religious now.
a different thing versus
Yeah, he's oh
like
yeah.
that. So you're blaming what he
Mhm.
did. Same thing with James Gunn. People are pointing out
Mhm.
something that like tweets that he did like almost 20 years ago.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I remember he used to get really upset if people would call him Marky Mark when he started acting.
Yeah, yeah,
He
yeah,
I think he'd swing on people for that.
yeah.
Oh, Jack had another good comment there. Did you see that one?
Let me.
Yeah. So yeah, Mickey Rourke
Yeah,
he had it in when he was younger that he wanted to be a boxer for some reason. And I guess he was
yeah,
okay, but he wasn't great, and he got busted up a little bit.
yeah.
So I think he some of the difference in his look is that he was trying to fix some of the damage he took when he was fighting, and he made it a lot worse. So
Mike
but yeah,
Tyson,
Mickey
same
Rourke
thing.
looked drastically different.
Mike Tyson, same thing.
Yeah, Mike Tyson, he did that tattoo, and yeah,
Did he always have that high pitched
Marky
voice?
Mark and the Funky Bunch. Yep.
Yeah,
Mike Tyson, yeah, he always had the high voice. He attributes that to some of his toughness because people used to pick on him.
oh yeah.
So and he got good at fighting, and that stopped.
But he didn't
Tyson.
always have the lisp though, right?
Oh yeah, he always had that. Yep.
He did?
He
Oh.
did. Oh
But
yeah.
I
Oh
thought it
yeah.
was partially because like his teeth got messed up.
No, he's just always had a speech issue. Always had the high voice.
Oh yeah.
Um, yeah, he had a tough upbringing. His
But
his
I would say
coach he was
it
racist.
could probably be stronger with the lisp whenever his teeth got messed up though. Like it could be
You know,
like worse
I don't
than
know
it
much about
was.
his teeth being messed up. I hadn't heard about that. It could be. I know Mike didn't get hit
No,
too much when he was
I
younger.
meant
He was hitting
in
everybody else.
comparison. I meant in comparison to like when he first started, like
Hmm.
when he had like that full head of hair and everything.
Yeah, yeah,
When
yep.
he first started, like he
Hmm.
looked so, you know.
Drastically different. Yep.
Yeah.
Remember when Michael Jackson looked different in the 2000s? I remember. I'm gonna age myself again here. I remember when Michael Jackson looked different in the 90s and before that. So, yeah,
You
I
think
do.
Michael Jackson would have embraced his like skin color change now because people are completely fine with that?
You know,
compared to before?
I don't think so. I think Michael Jackson had a very traumatic upbringing that caused a lot of issues,
Yeah,
and I think he was always trying to escape that, and I
yeah.
think he was going to change himself any way he could, and I think he would have ended up
I
the
meant
same way
like
there.
if I meant like if he didn't hide it in the first place initially,
Mhm,
like would he have embraced it like now? Like if he
mhm,
was diagnosed like
mhm,
little more recent,
mhm.
and then you know what I mean?
Yeah, you know, I think he still probably would have. It's a strange thing, but a lot of different racial groups have
Yeah,
their own social structure depending on skin tone, and that is within
yeah,
their own racial group.
yeah,
And I can speak as like, as a Hispanic person. I mean, that's accurate. You see that in the Black community also. I mean, it's not abnormal. So I don't
yeah,
think he would have changed anything.
yeah.
Yeah, usually
Well,
you get a lot of racism within your own racial group. It's
yeah.
wild. It's wild. But what do you do?
It's
I don't think he would have changed this.
another kind of strange topic. Do you know the YouTuber Future DC Action? Someone
I don't. I'm not familiar. I'm a little. I'm
he
pretty new to the YouTube game.
yeah he does like live streams now, and like he did a
Mhm,
few videos, but
mhm,
I blasted him on like about like 9 years ago or something. Someone
mhm.
made a video exposing him being like a child lover.
Ugh,
And
that's not good.
there was like AIM messages that got
Mhm,
leaked
mhm,
by girls saying she was asked to get like nudes
mhm.
when she was 15 and
Oof.
everything, and like
Mhm,
all those stuff. And then there's videos. There's an email
mhm,
leak of him doing a blast email
mhm,
um, about making like adult films and
mhm,
like casting. Oh, you need to be like 18 to
mhm.
like 20 something.
Sure.
And like casting like so he was doing a fake like porn company, even though it
Mm,
was just him doing it.
mm. Yeah, I don't know anything
Made up a
about
name,
that.
like a fake name, and
Right.
it was really bad.
Mhm,
And then he was been like on his channel. Kept like
mhm,
bashing other people. So
mhm,
like I would comment like you mean this? And I showed a link to that video I was talking about, and
mhm,
then like he was bashing me, but like
mhm,
I'm exposing what he did in the past.
mhm,
When
mhm.
he's exposing James Gunn with those tweets and stuff, I said
Uh-huh.
like, what about this? And I showed the
Yeah.
link.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I can't speak on
Like
that with
you,
this one. My name is
my,
Paul, and this between
yeah,
y'all. I don't
yeah,
know about it. Can't speak
my
on it.
whole thing is you can't say anything if you don't have anything either. You know what I mean? Like if you have something, you can't
Mhm,
point at someone else that have the same issue.
mhm.
You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
my thing is stuff like that. I usually stay out of it. If there's a
Yeah,
legal issue, I'll let the
yeah.
authorities handle it. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
And
that's a
it's
wild
been
one.
not that video was like 9 years ago. So like if it was a defamation thing, it would have been cleared if it was
Mhm.
completely, you know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I yeah, I stay out of people's personal stuff,
Yeah,
but yeah, I get it. But yeah, James Gunn, his tweets though, I do remember
yeah.
that. I didn't
Well,
like those. I
but
didn't
like
like those.
I was only pointing that out whenever he pointed out like the
Mhm.
tweets, you know. Like
Yeah, well,
I wasn't
mhm,
saying that oh he's bad or all that stuff. I was only
sure.
pointing out the hypocrisy,
Yeah, yeah.
you know.
Well, yeah. And that was a while back. You guys had that beef.
Not like that while back, but it was a thing where whenever the tweets got like
Mhm,
leaked from the James
mhm.
Gunn thing,
The
I
James Gunn
pointed
stuff.
that
Yeah,
out. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. The James Gunn stuff. I thought that was weird. I don't know why he'd say some of those things.
yeah. But
I didn't get
it
it.
was during that time though, you know, like it
Yeah,
was during
yeah. Mhm,
that like
mhm.
everyone wanted to be edgy as possible kind of
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
And he worked at Trauma, you know, and
Mhm.
Trauma that company is like that kind of like mentality, you know. You
What do
know
they
Trauma?
make?
Right? He the
That one
He did
is
Romeo and Juliet, but
a Toxic Avenger.
they're the Toxic Avenger,
Yeah, okay.
like
Yeah, I
that,
thought
like
that sounded familiar.
that
Okay.
kind of company where like they try to
Mhm.
ride the edge, you know.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
The
I don't
company
know. I
that
don't know
like
what he was doing with those tweets.
yeah.
You see a lot of weird stuff. Like who's the other one?
Yeah.
The model married to John
Yeah.
Legend. She had some strange tweets out there.
Yeah, Ben Affleck did like some weird stuff too, like in his past too. So
Really,
like
yeah, I'm not too familiar with Ben.
yeah, but like
Um,
it was still in that era though, like that
mhm,
era where everyone's trying to be edgy and everything.
yeah.
It was during the time that he was working with Matt Damon.
Okay, when they were doing like Dogma and all that
Yeah,
together. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I'm starting to
And
think
you
that
you kind
I
of
triggered
get
the
like
TMZ in you, my friend. Every time I come on, we start digging into the TMZ stuff.
but you kind of get
Uh-huh.
how that would have led to him like saying weird stuff, right? Because
Yeah,
the
yeah,
whole Matt
yeah,
Damon thing. Yeah.
yeah. So yeah,
And
they
and Ben Affleck got mad about like actually Matt Damon got mad of Ben Affleck wanting to take credit of like Matt Damon's writing, you know?
yeah, yeah. I remember they had some trouble. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the Ant-Man poster.
Ant-Man
Got
poster, yeah.
there you
Oh
go.
yeah, that yeah.
Yeah, I got a bunch of different ones down here, and I'm
You know you know those
area.
funny Ant-Man posters, right? Whenever the Ant-Man like is a really big poster, but
Mhm.
Ant-Man's like this tiny on that poster. You know those
Yes,
ones?
yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Those are
Yeah, I got a bunch of posters. I got to get those
yeah,
up. Working at the theaters, I grab them when I'm there. These ones are old
yeah,
Marvel ones, so I got
yeah.
these when I go to those movies. They used to give away cool stuff when you went to the movies. They don't do it too often anymore, but they started doing it again. Like I got a
Right.
couple good Avatar posters that I got to frame still, and then I'm gonna put more on
I'm
this
just
wall back
curious
here.
what the Supergirl poster would be like once the official one comes out. Because the only ones that showed up was like the promotional ones.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we should know soon.
Yeah,
I imagine usually they start putting those posters out at the front desk of the theaters
yeah,
like a couple weeks before the movie comes out. Some
yeah.
people can grab one. So you'll probably see those soon. But yeah, and when does that come out? Remind me.
Um, 6 month, the 6 month of
Hmm.
26. So 20
Okay.
6, 26, 26.
Okay. All right. So we got a little time still. We got a little
Yeah.
time still. So but yeah, I've really not much reason to go to the theater right now. What was the last movie you saw in theaters?
Um, the recent one, I
Uh-huh.
think uh, it kind of gets blurry because the recent one was kind of an old one
Hmm.
because
Yeah.
it was Zootopia
Did you go
2.
in and see something that they brought back to theaters? Because they've been doing that a lot more often, putting older movies back in.
I no, like towards the end of Zootopia 2's run, I
Okay.
watched.
Hmm.
Um, I, I watched the one I still remember was the one with Robert De Niro.
Hmm.
Um, two things. Well, one thing I fell asleep with it was
Hmm.
the one about Germany.
About Germany. Is it a war movie?
Yeah, it was about a prison. Um,
Huh. Okay. I'm not familiar. You didn't go see Anaconda in theaters? That was funny.
um, oh
Anaconda
yeah,
was funny
yeah,
with Jack Black and
that'd
Paul
be kind
Rudd.
of cool.
Speaking of Ant-Man.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that was kind of
um,
funny. I went and saw that one not too long ago. It was worth it just for the cameos from the original movie. They had Ice Cube and Jennifer Lopez pop up for a minute, which was cool. I don't know if you saw the original Anaconda, but I did. So, but so that was fun. Bad movie, really bad movie, but it was fun. And then, like I told you last time, the last one I saw was Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die. That was a really interesting one. So a lot of strange references in it, which were very real, very real.
Nuremberg.
Nuremberg. Okay, I'm not
Yeah,
familiar. Not familiar.
yeah.
Hmm.
It was like
Hmm.
uh, um Hitler taking over and all that stuff, and it's about the prison they were sent to.
Hmm.
All
Okay.
that like it was like it was interesting because it was telling things outside the typical thing. Like people,
Uh-huh.
whenever people talk about the Hitler thing, they only talk about like the deaths and
Sure.
like all that stuff, but they don't
Mhm.
really talk about the prison side of it, you know?
Right, right. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't see that one. I'm not too familiar.
But like
Mhm.
it, the only reason why I fell asleep on it is because there was a court case that was just
Mhm.
talking.
Yeah, a lot of
And like
dialogue heavy
court
stuff.
case, yeah,
Yeah.
court case scenes kind of make it
Yeah.
hard to like,
Do you ever
especially
do
watch
the
at night, you know?
Oh yeah, yeah. Do you
Yeah.
ever do the screen unseen stuff? Have you heard of those?
Oh,
Do you do that in your area?
yeah, yeah, I think
Where they have
so.
like a ticket for a movie, you don't know what it is, you just go in
Oh,
there and see
yeah.
what it is, yeah? Yeah, have you done one of those before?
No, but when I worked at a theater, I walked into one of them saying like, because I'm
Oh,
wondering what movie it was, and it's
yeah.
like it's kind of hard to tell whenever it's like a random scene.
Yeah, if you walk in the middle, you don't know what you're getting into, so that happens though.
Yeah,
So, all right, my friend, well, I am unfortunately out of time. I gotta
yeah,
head
you're
out, I
good.
got another job today I'm gonna do,
Yeah,
but yeah, if you hop on again later, I'll hop on with you after I get off work.
yeah,
I got a
pretty
little bit
good.
of a long one tonight, but yeah. You had a great turnout today. Look at all these comments. This is great.
Yeah,
You always have a bunch of people watching. So, but yeah, well, I'll have to have you on my channel one of these times. We'll see if we can
yeah,
get you to get some more subscribers your way. Even though
yeah.
you're smoking me in that area, I'm taking notes from you, man. You're very good at this. So I appreciate you having me on, buddy.
All right,
We'll catch you next time, sir.
all right.
See ya.
Bye. Mhm. Yeah, that stream's doing pretty well, you know. Still drinking my coffee though. Coffee's not hot, but that's fine. I'm okay with cool coffee. But yeah, like you said, my streams have been doing pretty well so far. I've been growing pr pretty quick, and I did recently get a new subscriber through being in someone else's stream, and I talked to them, and what was cool is he went to the channel without me like talking about my channel, and that makes it that much better overall. Eating a crustable. Yeah, but that's good whenever that kind of thing happens. But yeah, pretty good turnout overall. Mhm. Yeah. So what else do you want to talk about? Let's just hang out. Let things play in the background, whatever. I don't know. But overall, this was a nice stream. It's been 2 hours and 30 minutes. That stream 3.2. Um, so how's it going, everybody? Anyone want to talk about something? You can comment a certain thing and I can respond, whatever. So how's it going? Okay. Just want to talk. Anyone wants to chat, whatever. Paramount is gonna be an interesting topic to talk about. Just discussion, right? So I'm gonna actually go to the actual thing so I can add names to that, right? I'm gonna do this. Hold on. Edit video. Okay. Delivers. And um, and, and. So I did that. Okay, I saved that. So yeah. Okay, here. Which of these two films would you like to see if they got made? Superman 5 or Superman Returns? I mean, Superman Returns 2. Soup. Smart. I would say Superman Returns 2 if they made the villain more like more fighting. Superman Returns 2 and Superman 5 if they brought in a more well-known enemy. Like I don't think Doomsday would work. I would think I don't know. Prototype? No, no. Like the other Superman villains, more serious but not too serious kind of villains. But yeah, that's gonna be a interesting question. I would probably prefer Returns 2, but if Superman 5 used modern technology, probably. But Returns 2 would probably be my choice. And I know Kevin Spacey's in it and everything, but Kevin Spacey is trying to come back to Hollywood, and Kevin Spacey did um, he wasn't guilty because he didn't go to jail and stuff like that. He didn't confirm the whole thing. He was acquitted. So there is a chance that he can come back. And he did multiple speeches and stuff. He did talk about all this stuff and all that. So I would say, yeah. But yeah, I did change the name of the stream. So yeah, the Superman Returns overall, I would say, because it did have potential. The only thing I didn't really like is when he was holding the planet the whole island full of kryptonite. That's the one thing I didn't really like. The whole catching the plane scene, that was really cool. That was pretty crazy. But yeah, Kevin Spacey did a really good Lex Luthor though. People say like people like the to meme the whole him saying wrong. Like, that was kind of cool. Like his personality and his like attitude and stuff in the movie like fit perfect. I think he was definitely better than Jesse Eisenberg. But yeah, right now the stream's slowing down a little bit, but hope it picks up. I guess. Yeah, yeah. Superman Returns definitely. I would chose it. Anyways, what else you want to talk about? Let's discuss all this stuff. People are leaving now, I guess. But overall, yeah, Superman Returns too. Okay, so yeah, this is going to be an interesting kind of events. Overall, this is going to be cool. Let's just go. Oh, the investors call was actually yeah, the investors call was actually today. Yeah, I'm probably gonna watch that at some point. But overall, the stream was pretty good. I don't know what else to talk about, so I might end stream. But yeah, the stream was pretty fun. It was better than I expected. I did a test stream before this. It was like it was just a few minutes, but yeah, this was an interesting turn of events. Well, I'm gonna leave the stream. Have fun, everybody. Not sure if I'm gonna come back or not, but I'm gonna enjoy this right now. But have a good one, everybody, and bye.